Alrighty, folks, we'll be getting started in just a few seconds here. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Bojan Petreski. We'll be doing the Futures Now session on September 7th, 2021, here, first Tuesday of the month, interestingly enough. The disclaimer is there for your use, your protection, your understanding. Please definitely take a look at that. I'm just getting the chat set up here just in case, because we got a couple. We are doing a simul stream, meaning we are streaming in multiple places at the same time. So just getting all the streams set up on my end, and we'll be getting started in just a second. Hope everybody's having a wonderful Tuesday morning. All right. And that's good there. Let's just hop on here. And then we'll be able to take a look at everything at the same time. Just want to make sure we're all good here. Yes, we are. Okay, sounds good. Why is it not showing up here? Should be here. There it is. There we go. Okay. All right, folks, we're ready to go. Disclaimer there is already done. So this is the agenda for today. We're going to be looking at what the current market environment is. We're going to be executing on new opportunities, and we're going to be managing those opportunities if we get filled. um, as far as our intraday trading is concerned. So without much further else to say, let's go ahead and open up our charts here and get started. So I'm going to open up the short-term time frame climates and get started. All right. Alrighty, we're looking good. Okay, so a couple of things to say before we get going with trades. The way we trade our system here is by looking at things that make sense, meaning something that is near sensible, short or long. We don't have a preference, right? It needs to be a confirmed climate, blue or red, right? We don't want to see something like this that's gray. That means it is not confirmed. We don't want to waste our time. So what we want to see is something like it's showing up right now on the NQ, on RTY, and on GC, right? We have basically three opportunities to look at. And also, interestingly enough, RTY near sensible long on the 60-minute time frame. So let's go ahead and get all of these opened up and see what's going on. All right. So we are opening GC, NQ, and RTY. So we got GC, NQ, RTY 15 and 60. Alrighty. That's opening. I just want to get something else set up here. Get myself set up here. Okay. And we should be getting going fairly quickly. There we go. All right, looks like we do have all of the workspaces open. Let's go ahead and start with the NQ first. That one tends to move the quickest. And see what kind of opportunities it's presenting us with. All right, let's get it lined up here. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay, so a couple of things that we got going on here. We have the way we trade this. Basically, the way we trade the intraday sessions here is the following. We're going to be looking at what the moving average. First of all, as we know, the climate is confirmed, right? It's a first down confirmed climate. We know that because there's a red thick dot right there where the arrow is, that means it's a confirmed climate, as it was also shown on the radar screen. We have 51.98, which is really 15,652, right? So that's right here. And right now we are in a UFO right now as of this moment. Now, I froze the screen because price was already trading in there. So realistically speaking, this is a takeable trade right now. But because we're just getting started, realistically speaking, we could take this. It's just that right now it's a little bit above the moving average. So we could take it right here at this 15,652, get a better fill on it, so to speak. And I'm only taking this just to kind of get warmed up so you see kind of what we'll be doing here. Um, Not exactly for the intents and purposes of making a trade. We won't count this one towards the daily tally, so to speak. I just kind of want to show you how we're going to go about this stuff, and then how we'll be managing trades, so on, um, for basically training purposes only. Now, the reason why I took that trade, right? The reason why I was okay with executing that trade is because it did meet the criteria, right? So moving average is at 56.52. We got in at 56.52. It was right within a red UFO. So that was our entry point, right? That answered one of the you know uh, one of the W's when it comes to trading, right? So we're looking for long or short opportunities. We're looking for short opportunities. Okay, where do we enter and where do we exit? Well, that gets answered by utilizing our patented technology here, the auto UFOs. A moving average that's on a standard time frame, right? Just about everybody in the world can look at the 15-minute time frame and find out what the moving average is on that one. And then, so that answers the entry point, but where is the exit point? So the exit point is above that UFO, above it, right? This is where the UFO ends. So the exit point, the stop, where we would be proven wrong, is on the bottom. I'm sorry, it's above because we're short. It's above the top of that red UFO that we entered on. Now, if there was another UFO up above here, then we would have to keep moving that until our stop is in the white space. So that's something that you need to keep in mind. Okay. As far as our exit points, we need to be looking at a 1-to-1 to get risk off, right? So something like this, if this market were to fall down and hit our T1, that'd be great, but that means we're risk off. So even if it does reverse, we didn't make money, but we didn't lose money either. Okay. At the same time, we need to kind of be diligent with it. And if the market does end up going towards the downside, right? If it does start slipping, where do we exit for our final target? Okay, so for the final target, we are actually going to look at that 15-minute time frame, the kind of the bigger time frame of these that we have open. We're going to take a look at our UFOs to make sure they're on, and look for the first opposing UFO, right? So since we are in a red down climate, the first opposing UFO will be a green UFO, which is well down below here at 15,610. All right, so 15,610 would be our final target. All right, so 15,610. I'm just going to go ahead and do it here. 15,610. All right, and that's that. So ultimately, this trade ends up being just a little bit over 2-to-1. So we're going to be, right now, just kind of sitting and watching, letting it develop and so on. In the meantime, just to kind of go over the full, looks like it's going to pop that T1 right there. There it is. That T1 is done. Okay. Now we're going to sit and wait and watch and see what's going to happen if we can get a new UFO, a new red UFO kind of develop right where we are right now, to be able to move the stop lower and then turn this, instead of a 1-to-1 should have reverse, into a small winner maybe. So just going over the exact kind of trade plan, trade scenarios across the board here. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to ask them. Um, what I'm expecting to happen right now is, this UFO to disappear as soon as this candle closes, and then potentially either get a red UFO on this chart or maybe on the minute chart as soon as they close. And that's going to allow us to take this stop from here and pull it down. All right. So let's go ahead and sit and wait for a little bit. See if we can get that going. All right. Other than that, if you just want to, please feel free to say, hi in any one of the numerous chats we got open here for this simulcast. Um, looking at all the streams, the different streams that we got going here. So, all right. In the meantime, let's see if we can get this to turn into a winner as opposed to a break even. I really have a feeling that a red UFO is going to pop right there at the sell off as soon as this candle closes. But we're going to see if that's going to be the case. Okay, so the NQ is still a confirmed climate, just to double check that. Yes, it is. We're looking good there. Meanwhile, since we're already out of T1 on the NQ trade, we can actually look at other trade setups to see if we have something in front of us here. Okay. Nothing yet on the NQ. I was really hoping for a red UFO that's going to allow us to move our stop below before price hits these lower green UFOs where unfilled orders may be. So, but here we are patiently waiting and sitting, not doing anything rash. Okay. There it is. All right, we're gonna take our stop. Actually, I'm not gonna do that. So 15,653.75. So our stop is going to be at 15,654. All right. So what did that do for us? Well, that made it a definite winner, right? So right now it's closed $105 or $108. I forget what it was after commissions. Um, So even if this trade decides to just fully reverse and go higher, well, that's okay. We're gonna lose $40, and out of the 106 we got closed here, that's gonna be a $60 winner. Okay, so that's that. Let's take a look at gold. You don't have to keep watching that one. So gold is on the second confirmed climate down, and actually for gold, 18. Oh, it's already trading above. I thought it's at 1814. So the moving average is at 1813.1, and price is currently at 1813.3. Okay, so 1813.3 is the current moving average, and current price right now is 2 ticks above that. So unfortunately, this is not something that we can take. However, should gold slip down, and it could create a new trace of unfilled orders, and that might allow us to get in on this trade. So let's take a look. Okay, everything's looking good here. Yep. Okay, good stuff. All right, let's take a look and see what NQ is doing. It might actually, give us an opportunity to potentially solidify some of these profits even further by creating a new UFO down below. But as of right now, we're just waiting and sitting there. Um, honestly speaking, this is the best case scenario that we have. Basically, being risk off and in a locked in profit before the market opens. So if this momentum to the downside continues, we may see increased, drop off to the lower side, and we may be able to, capture some more profits of a bigger movement. And even because the market volatility kicks in quite strongly, especially technically today being the first day of the week, because it was Labor Day yesterday in the U.S. So um, little to no volume when it comes to trading, because the markets are closed, and at least uh, the big traders, the big firms, the trading firms are not working on that day. However, this is the first day of the week now, so we're just waiting and hoping that we can stay in this trade for a little bit longer when the market kicks in and opens up, and that if and when it does, we have something like maybe a little jolt to the upside and then a push to the lower side. So that's something we would definitely want to see, um, but we're gonna see what's going to happen right now. So if it does push in here, you could actually add on to this trade right here at 15,648. So, yeah, right there, actually 15,648.25 is the point of entry on that one. And 654, which is where our current stop is, would be the stop placement. So, all right, looks like we're looking good on all the. Oops, I just realized this is not muted. Okay, that's good. Alrighty, so yeah, that's about another 10 minutes to the open. Let's see if we have anything else. No need to keep looking at that same thing over and over again. RTY, sensible long. All right, core and heating gas. RTY, sensible short on the 240 minute. Okay, so looking pretty good here. I don't believe we checked. Oh no, did I? Yeah, this is the one. So let's go ahead and check this one out because I didn't do it, and I like to see the bigger picture time frames too. Um, looks like it's actually touching on UFO there on the 60. All right, so this could be an interesting scenario. So we could take this long here at 2290.60 F.6. So right here, 2290.6, with a stop down below at 2285, 2285.7. All right. Oh, wait a minute. Not 0.7, point 0.5. I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. Um, And then this would be an interesting scenario, mainly because obviously we're short the NQ along the RTY. So that could be like a little bit of a hedge situation, right? Okay, and actually here, look at that, we have a new UFO down below here. So we're going to go ahead and move our stop to 16, I'm sorry, 15,649.25. Okay, so that's going to be our new stop. Now it's in definite profit. RTY filled. I just need to get this to go to 510 up there. And then I believe we're at all time high. Oh no, we do have a UFO that we could, opposing UFO here, which is at 23046. 23046. So we're going to change this to, I've tried trading it here. Okay, 23046. I don't know, I froze. That's really weird. 23046 is our stop limit. Okay, so look at us now, right? We're in a short on the NQ with a definite lock in profit. because even when the market opens, if it jolts up, we're going to lock in the money that we locked in, which is 104 bucks plus 55, so 150. And then on RTY, we're currently long, right? It's a little bit of oh, wait a minute. Why is our stop? I do apologize, guys. It looks like I made a bit of a mistake here. The stop cannot be there. The stop needs to be below 22.84.7. So below, so it's right there at that location because it was within a UFO. So we cannot have our stop within a UFO. So now let's go ahead and put this up here at, let's see, at right there. Okay, so there we go. Now we adjusted it 5 minutes to the open. Okay, NQ is moving on lower. That's okay. We have two UFOs to kind of defend us from a pullback up, which is good to have. Now, what we do want to see, though, would be really nice to see is a further continuation of this down until and then a bounce back up. So potentially helping our RTY trade a little bit because, of course, this won't be. Actually, wait a minute. No, no, no. Sorry about that. I just realized so this is what we have to do here. This one is also a down climate. This one is also, good. However, our trade execution was on the 60-minute time frame. So that's why I'm like, how did I not see that UFO? Um, it's because it's not there. So that UFO was from the 15-minute time frame climates and um, from the 15-minute time frame RTY setups. This is where we placed our trade on the 60. So our stop, it was good where it was at 2285.5. So 2285.5. Sorry, I kind of mixed the speeds over there a little bit just because I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want you guys to make a mistake. So we're going to go ahead and pull this down to where it was because it was correct initially. Usually I make a mistake and I catch it and I fix it. This time I didn't make a mistake, but I thought it was. Ever happened to you guys? I'm sure this is not the first time, nor will it be the last time. All right. So RTY is slipping a little lower, which is most likely working well for. Oh, look at that! No, it did bounce almost all the way up. Come on, NQ, let us stay in this trade for the downward move. Don't take us out. See, that's interestingly enough. Like I said, I was expecting a pullback. However, I was really hoping it's gonna happen after a stronger move down, but it looks like it might not be the case. If I had a crystal ball, guys, believe me, I wouldn't be trying to trade with a plan. I would just be shooting darts with my crystal ball, right? So okay, there we go. It actually touched it a little bit there, and then here we are off to the races again. Um, so let's see what's going to happen here. We are only 3 minutes away from the open. Hopefully, we have a nice, decent push down. There it is. That was a good push down. That's good. All right. Let's see if we can keep a nice momentum to the downside. Again, our stop is our stop is in a safe spot. We're good to go with that. That's no problem there. What we don't want to see is us getting taken out before it opens. See, it's kind of jolting up and down, which is okay. Um, That's what we expected. Unfortunately, it did take us out. It's okay, folks. It is what it is. Sometimes that's how it is. This could mean that, listen, the climate is good, everything's good, but the market has a different opinion than you, and it wants to go higher, and that's okay. All right. RTY falling off a cliff, though. Interestingly enough, this stopped us to the tick. Really? That's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? 650 is the moving average there, so we might even get another opportunity at this. It did stop us to the tick as of right now. We're going to see if it might give us another chance to get on board. It very well could. We got another like 40 seconds until the market opens. There we go. It actually went higher. So it's good that it did. That means we were not going to be, you know, basically we would be losing out on the money that we made. So, yeah, there we are. All right, let's see what's going to happen here. All right, there we go. It's a push to the upside. Maybe our RTY is going to have a little bit of a bounce. All right. Let's take a look at that. Oh, it's unconfirmed, guys. All right, so unfortunately, we have to close this trade at market. Didn't make money, didn't lose money, or if it did, it's very minimal. The reason why we have to close it is because the climate became unconfirmed. So we're gonna go ahead and close that. We could have missed out on the trade, but that's okay. It would not have been according to our plan to take that, to keep staying in that trade, because again, the market climate became unconfirmed. Close P&L $5. That's weird. All right, NQ, aren't you glad you got out of it now? Right, a huge jolt up. And it doesn't look like it has any sign of stopping. So looking at gold on the 50-minute unconfirmed. Let's go ahead and look at our windows here to see what we got going on. The reason why I'm not paying so much attention to these down below, at least not as much, is because again, these are on a 4-hour time frame. These are going to move much slower, and these are going to give us opportunities, but there's a good chance that they will not be executed or even taken in the session. All right, interestingly enough, so NQ is up a little bit, 0.10. RTY is still negative 0.04. ES is negative 0.13. So there's a usual discrepancy between them, but here we go. RTY just turned green. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna actually open up the ES to see what's going on with it. It is a sensible short, but again, it's actually the last one out of the bunch here to still give a signal. Gold is saying sensible long, but again, it's not a confirmed climate. So, all right, folks. Well, what we're gonna do is right now. Let's see. Right now, we're just gonna, since we have a little bit of time to kill and to go a little bit into teaching mode, we're gonna go ahead and end the public streams session right now, and we're going to switch to just our private stream. That's on our tradewithufos.com/live. So definitely join us there so we can continue on to this journey of trading. All right, folks. So I will catch you in just a second. Let me get this stuff done.